Hi, my name is Mohammad Farooq and I am going to teach case tool application in this video lecture series. So, in this course, we will study a lot of tools, that help us to develop softwares uh, that help us in the development process of software applications. So, uh, the course is purely designed for software engineers, and let's start the course. In this lecture, the topics that we will cover: that definition of case, computer-aided software engineering, and the need of case tools, why case tools are developed, how organizations use case tools, some categories of case tool applications. So, by definition, case tools are used to speed up the software system in building process. ये बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर का होता है उसको बूस्ट करने के लिए यूज़ होता है. इसका मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव यही है. न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डिज़ाइनिंग सॉफ्टवेयर इंट्रोड्यूस इन 70s, इसलिए एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया गया जिसे हम केस बोलते हैं, कंप्यूटर एडेड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. So computer aided software engineering is the use of software tools in the help of development and maintenance of the software. So during a software development life cycle, the main focus of our case tools that we will learn in this course are development and the maintenance of the software. So software systems that are intended to provide automated support for software process activities. जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर की एक्टिविटीज़ होती हैं ड्यूरिंग द सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट लाइफ साइकिल, ईच स्टेज के अंदर डिफरेंट प्रोसेस होते हैं. उस प्रोसेस को जो ऑटोमेटेड सपोर्ट दी जाती है वो हम कवर करेंगे इस कोर्स के अंदर. So by definition, the main objective of the case are to speed up the building process of software development life cycle. So the need of case tool is software developers are always looking for such case tools that help them in many different ways during the different development stages of software. So requirements लेकर maintenance तक या deployment तक different हम tools की जो ऑटोमेटेड सपोर्ट देते हैं सॉफ्टवेयर को, उसके अंदर सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स को डिफरेंट केस टूल्स रिक्वायर होते हैं. सो इसका मेन फोकस ये है कि डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस को स्पीड अप करने के लिए ऑटोमेटेड टूल की सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड की जाती है. सो दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड द सॉफ्टवेयर एंड प्रिपेयर अ गुड एंड प्रोडक्ट. सो इन टूल से क्या होता है कि हम यूज़र को एक अच्छी एंड प्रोडक्ट देते हैं. जो भी हमारा गोल होता है उसको अचीव करने के लिए हम इन टूल्स को यूज़ करते हैं. और क्यों यूज़ करते हैं? दैट एफिशिएंटली फुलफिल द यूज़र रिक्वायरमेंट. तो वट एवर द यूज़र रिक्वायर, these tools help us to fulfill the goal. So case tools provide the way that can fulfill the requirements of software developers. So these case tools provides automated supports. Those are called ways to fulfill the requirements of software developers. So ये दो चीज़ें इसमें बताई गई हैं, एक यूज़र रिक्वायरमेंट और दूसरा हमारा डेवलपर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट्स. सो बोथ कैन बी फुलफिल्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ केस टूल्स. So these tools provide computerized setting to software developers to analyze problems and design a system model. So if you have some knowledge about software engineering or software application development, so आप different IDEs के बारे में जानते होंगे जिससे आप कोड अपना प्रोग्रामिंग लिखते हैं. डिफरेंट आप एटलीस्ट एक नोवाइस यूज़र भी कंप्यूटर का एटलीस्ट नोट पैड के बारे में जानता होगा जिसके अंदर वो कुछ ना कुछ लिख सकता है. तो दीज ऑल आर कॉल्ड टूल्स, केस टूल्स. कंप्यूटर एडेड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. सो जब भी सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग के अंदर कंप्यूटर की मदद से कोई चीज़ डेवलप की जाए तो उस चीज़ को हम क्या बोलते हैं? हमारा वो केस टूल है, कंप्यूटर एडेड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. सो नेक्स्ट, the main components of case tools are two. The main are the two. One of the uppercase and the second is the lowercase. So by combination of both is called integrated case, and all these components combines together and called a central repository. So central repository is the central place for storage where product specification, requirement document, related reports and diagrams and useful information regarding management is stored. So we can say is act as a data dictionary. So all the semantics, axiom, uh, vocabulary that help us to build a software application. That the central repository or central storage is called central repository of the case tool. So one main component is of the case tool is a central repository. So सेंट्रल रिपोजिटरी के अंदर कुछ हमारे अपर केस टूल्स होते हैं, देन कुछ हमारे लोअर केस टूल्स होते हैं. सो अपर केस टूल्स आर टूल्स यूज्ड इन प्लानिंग एनालिसिस एंड डिजाइन स्टेज ऑफ SDLC. We all know that we have different stages during the SDLC software development life cycle. So the tools that are used during the planning analysis and design stage are called upper cases. So then we have a lower cases, the tools that are used in implementation, testing and maintenance of software application during the SDLC are called lower cases. So any tool that have both the features including the upper cases and the lower cases mean ऐसा tool जिसके अंदर दोनों खूबियों के वो planning या analysis, design, either implementation, testing और maintenance, all the facilities या all सारे features उसके अंदर मौजूद हों, वो हमारे पास integrated case tools कहलाते हैं. So we all know that I think we are familiar with the stages of SDLC, that we have planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing and the maintenance. So first three stages belongs to the upper cases, computer aided software engineering. So all the tools that help us in these three phases are called upper cases. And then the tools that help us in these three stages are called the lower cases. So if any tools, for example, हम कोई code generation की diagram use के लिए tool use करते हैं, for example हम class diagram से Java का code generate करते हैं, like Eclipse के अंदर हम Papyrus use करते हुए. So one is if this is one example of integrated case where such tool help us in both stages of the life cycle, from the design stage to the implementation stage. So those diagrams can be testable. So tools such like Papyrus, we can say that it is an integrated case tools. So the moral of the story and the moral of this slide is that tools are mainly two types, upper cases and lower cases. Such tools that have both the features are called integrated cases, and the central repository or the central database that have complete axiom document semantics, that is called central repository of the case tools. So we have four components of case tools. So then why case tools are developed? हम इनको develop क्यों करते हैं, हमें इनकी क्यों ज़रूरत पड़ती है, या क्यों मतलब ये हमारी रोज़मर्रा के सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट एप्लीकेशन के अंदर इस्तेमाल होती है. सो फर्स्ट क्विकली इंस्टॉलेशन, ये क्विकली इंस्टॉल होते हैं अपने जो भी हम इसके ऊपर सिस्टम डेवलप करते हैं. सो वो क्विकली इंस्टॉलेबल होते हैं, टाइम सेविंग होते हैं, रिड्यूसिंग कोडिंग एंड टेस्टिंग टाइम, इन रिच ग्राफिकल टेक्निक्स एंड डेटा फ्लो, just like we have number of arrows, number of diagrams, circles, ellipse to represent our data flow. So rather than to present the data in the text form, we have a graphical depiction of such elements. So these tools also enhance analysis and design development. So अगर आप buildings की analogy लें, तो अगर आप building के अंदर हमने text की form में लिखो कि हमें इतने rooms चाहिए, इतने हमें किचन्स और कितनी इस तरह बाथरूम, इस तरह ये हो, तो इस तरह हम अगर एक मैप करें इंग्लिश के अंदर, टेक्सचुअल लैंग्वेज के अंदर, तो इट विल बी वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स. बट द कंप्यूटर एडेड सॉफ्टवेयर जो कि मैप बनाने के अंदर 2D 3D एनिमेशन से हम बड़ी इजीली हम उसको एनालाइज कर सकते हैं, उसको अंदर हम कुछ अमेंडमेंट करनी है तो वो भी कर सकते हैं. सो सच टूल्स हेल्प अस टू डू सच थिंग्स. So create and manipulate documentation, all the things from day one to the end of the day. We can record all the steps and the processes we have in our software development application. So case tools are used to speed during the system development increase. So as I mentioned earlier, that case tools are help to boost up the software development speed. So then how organization uses case tools. So organization case tools क्यों use करती हैं? Just to standardize their software development life cycle. For example, if any organization has a CMMI level certification, those organization must have certain tools to do such things. फॉर एग्जाम्पल उनका रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियरिंग के लिए ख़ास स्टैंडर्डाइज टूल होगा, उनकी डिज़ाइन के लिए ख़ास स्टैंडर्डाइज टूल होगा, सो कोडिंग के लिए ख़ास प्रैक्टिस को वो फॉलो करते होंगे, मेंटेनेंस एंड टेस्टिंग को भी वो ख़ास स्टैंडर्ड के अकॉर्डिंग यूज़ करते होंगे. Then we have a RAD, mean rapid application development. We all know the 4 phases of rapid application development. Each phases belongs to such tools which help us to speed up the process of software development lifecycle. Then we have a testing. We have many case tools that we later see in this lecture that help us to test the process of the software development lifecycle, to test the business logic of software development lifecycle. Then we have document to record all the scenarios and the process we have in our application exist. And then we have to project management. For project management, we use such tools that help us to draw the sequence of the process, draw the end date and start dates of the process, to depict the delays, to depict the turnaround time of the process, waiting time of the process. So these case tools also reduce the cost, help us to reduce the cost. Being अगर हम एक process physically perform करें rather than computerized way में, तो वो it will cost us a lot. But using the case tool means we reduce the cost of that software application. So case tools also increase the productivity of our developers, our requirement engineer, our designers, our coder and testers as well. So whatever the member or the team member involved in the software development life cycle, all or must be used some tools to do their task. So we have number of categories of tools, case tools. We have a diagrammatic tools. We will see one after one in this slides. So just the names that we have diagrammatic tools, we have project management tools, we have a documentations tool, we have tools for quality assurance, we have tools for maintenance, we have a process modeling tools, we have a design tools, we have a configuration management tools, we have a prototyping tools, we have web development tools, we have change control tools, we have analysis tools, we have a programming tools. So let's start from diagrammatic tools. The tools are used to represent system components, data and control flow among the various software components and system structure in the graphical forms. Just we have an example of a lucid chart. This is a link to download or to do such diagrams, to create such diagrams. तो हम इसमें क्रिएट क्या कर सकते हैं? We can create ERD or entity relation diagram to represent, to depict, to demonstrate our databases, our relationships in databases. We can present the flow of the data during the software application, how data flows in the process, how flowcharts works, how decisions have to be taken during the process life cycle. So lucid chart is an example to perform, to create such diagrams. So this is the tools used for diagrammatic. These are the tools called diagrammatic tools. So one example is lucid chart. So then we have a project management tool. Such tools are used for project planning, cost, effort estimation, project scheduling, resource planning. हम project जब भी start करते हैं तो उसको हम number of resources, how much cost it have to be taken, how much effort it requires. So इस सारी चीज़ को estimate करने के लिए अपने project को हम एक flow के अंदर present करने के लिए हम एक tool use करते हैं project को manage करने के लिए कि कब project start होगा, कब project end होगा, तो उसके लिए हम different tools use करते हैं. So one of the examples are Creative Pro Office. In the diagram we can see the interface of that tools. We can easily use these tools from this provided link. So MS Project is one of the most famous example. Atlassian is one of the also good use in this example. So these are all project management tools. So then we have a documentation tool. Documentation tool generate documents for technical user and end users, both for the technical and for the end user. सो जो भी प्रोसेस होता है इसको रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए फॉर द एंड यूज़र एंड फॉर द टेक्निकल यूज़र कैन बी द डेवलपर्स, कैन बी द रिक्वायरमेंट इंजीनियर, कैन बी द टेस्टर्स, कैन बी द मेंटेनेंस ऑफिसर्स या मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियर्स. और एंड यूज़र क्या होता है, आइदर अ पर्सन हु इज़ यूजिंग द प्रोडक्ट. So training manuals also called the documentations, installation manual, user manuals can be generated by the documentation tools. So we have a number of tools such as Doctor Explain, MS Office, and we have many more. So this is the diagram for the Doctor Explain to represent how Doctor Explain interfaces works. We have a slide menu, left slide menu, that are help us to create different documentation for the application. So it have the version for the Android or the iOS version available on the internet. So next we have a quality assurance tool. Quality assurance in software organization is monitoring the engineering process and the method adopted to develop the software product in order to ensure conformance of quality as per organization standard. So हर development software development organization का एक standard maintain होता है. Either it can be the CMI certifications or it can be other. So उनका एक set standard होता है कि हम जब भी testing perform करेंगे तो certain tools can be helpful or can be used to do so. So JMeter, Soap Test and Apps Watch are one of the example to do testing, to do quality assurance of the software application. So this is the interface of Apache JMeter, how it works. This is the tool available on this link as well. So quality maintain रखने के लिए हम different tools use करते हैं, वो computer aided software engineering के लिए. It can also be used for testing of the application. Seleniums and other tools as well. We can use JUnits and Eclipse as well. So all the applications are called quality assurance tools. So we have number of maintenance tools available on internet. What maintenance tools do? So maintenance tool करते क्या हैं? Maintenance tools includes modification in software product after it is delivered. So whenever the product is to deploy it, whatever the things that have to do, we have to by the name of modification, so are called just the maintenance of the software. So different scenarios create होते हैं during the maintenance operation, such as automatic logging and error reporting techniques, automated error ticket generation, root cause analysis, whatever the root of failure. ये सारी चीज़ें सिनेरियोज़ को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए, डिपिक्ट करने के लिए, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करने के लिए हम डिफरेंट टूल यूज़ करते हैं. बगज़ीला फॉर डिटेक्ट ट्रैकिंग and HP Quality Center are the one of the examples to do such maintenance. So this is the interface for the Bugzilla, how we can use it. We have to upload a file that have a bug we can track, so we can detect and track the bug, when this bug have to be fixed. So we have a facility to open a new account and track our bugs in certain ways. So this is the link where we can use this tool as well. So next we have a process modeling tool. Process modeling, जब भी सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट होती है तो उसके अंदर एक प्रोसेस डिफाइन किया जाता है कि हम इस तरह इस सॉफ्टवेयर को बनाएंगे. डिफरेंट मेथडोलॉजीज होती हैं हमारे पास. फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे पास एजाइल मेथडोलॉजीज होती हैं, हमारे पास वाटरफॉल मेथडोलॉजीज होती हैं, मैनी अदर्स अवेलेबल, RUP एंड सो ऑन. सो उन प्रोसेस मॉडलिंग के लिए कि डिफरेंट प्रोसेस क्रिएट कैसे होते हैं, डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज़ क्रिएट कैसे होती हैं, डिफरेंट टास्क कैसे सेट होते हैं, सो उनके लिए हम प्रोसेस मॉडलिंग टूल यूज़ करते हैं. सो बाय डेफिनेशन इज यूज्ड टू डेवलप सॉफ्टवेयर process, so it helps the managers to choose a process model or modify it as per the requirement of the software. So EPF Composer is one example of process modeling tool. So this is the interface that is it is available as a plugin in Eclipse. So we can use that tool during our process modeling phase. So we have a design tool. Design tools help this designer to design the block structure, help the designer to block structure of the software. So mainly यूज़ क्या है कि different interconnections और different modules की layers को जानने के लिए, details को जानने के लिए कि different layers पर क्या activity perform हो रही है, एक ब्लॉक स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर उसको रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए जो कंप्यूटर एडेड एप्लीकेशन इन्वॉल्व होती हैं हम डिज़ाइन टूल बोलते हैं. सो Adobe Animate CC2019 is one example and it is available on this link. So then we have a configuration management tool. So an instance of software is released under one version. Configuration management tool deals with such version, revision, baseline configuration, and the change control management. So whenever the software is to whenever the developers commit or the developers deploy or developer release a product, so if a certain changes occur during the maintenance, during the development, or during the any stage of software development life cycle, so such versions, such revisions, and such baselines lines are to be recorded in the configuration management tools. So these tools helps in this automatic tracking, version management, and release management. So Fossils, Git, and AccuRev are the examples that are help us to configuration management. So these all tools are help to do such three things. So Git is one example. We can see how Git commands are working. So whenever we do a Git repository, we have to Git initialize Git init and do a certain push and master files to that certain location. So this is a link that where we can use the Git features. So then we have a prototyping tools. Prototyping is a simulated version of intended software product. It means simulated mean जो भी हम चीज़ बना रहे होते हैं उसको हम simulate करते हैं. I mean actual में physically वो exist ना करे, but उसको हम क्या करें software tools के अंदर उसको हम चला के देख सकते हैं. So just like a complex software, just like we have a self-driving cars, we have a chemical plants, we have a cockpit display, we can simulate such things before actual use or actual deployment of such products. So prototype provides initial look and feel. So this is the key thing. It provides initial look and feel of the product and simulate few aspects of the actual product. So whatever the features that must be required in actual product that have a look and feel in the prototype version. So for example, Serena Prototype Composer, Mockup Builder are the one examples of a prototyping tools. This is the example of Serena. So how the Serena works, we have a number of interfaces available, number of menu bars available to perform initial look and feel of the product. So then we have a web development tools. Web development tools are assist in the designing web pages. So pages with all allied elements like form, text, scripts, graphics, and so on. So web tools also provide live preview what is being developed and how will it look after completion. So whenever we are going to perform such web application, such applications that are available on the servers, we can access through our from our remote locations. So either it can be the websites, either it can be the application. So for such application to perform such codings, we have to do or we have to use a web development tools that help us to do so. For example, Fontello, Adobe Edge, Inspect, Foundation 3, and the brackets are some examples of web development tools. In this modern era, we have number of web development tools available. So don't worry if you don't know or if you think that the most recently or the most famous tools are available on the internet. So one example is the bracket. It is an IDE to write the code. It acts just like a notepad. So we have some extension towards our technology specific files, language specific files, so we can perform the web development, software developments of web development. So we have a change control tools. So change control tools record the changes occurred during the software development release. So after the first release or the first fix or the first baseline, we have to track the changes, we have to manage the files, we have to manage the codes. So to do so, we have a number of tools available, different quarters, 8-step change model. We have available 11th change model. We have Edgar analysis. So this is the example of Edgar analysis, how the Edgar analysis works. So it works as the awareness and the context of the system, so the desire, the requirements, the features of the system, the knowledge, the data dictionary, the data repository we have, the ability, the business logic of the system, and the enforcement that the changes occur during after the release. So we have analysis tools, we have tools that to help us to analyze the requirement, automatically check the inconsistency, inaccuracy of the diagrams, just to remove the ambiguity or data redundancy or erroneous emissions, just to do so that just like normalization in the databases. So we just have to analyze things and remove the ambiguity, inconsistency, inaccuracy, or other things. We have many tools available, just like Accept 360 or Compa, Case Complete for the requirement analysis, Visible Analyst for total analysis. So this is the example for the Scenario Plus, an extension available to the Accept 360 in this tool. So in this link we can use this tool. So we have a programming tools, we have a programming IDs available, just like we use dev CPP in for the coding of the structural language C++ or the object-oriented language C++. So Eclipse can say that is an example of programming tool. We have a number of Eclipse tools version available for this. So these tools provide comprehensive aid in building software product. So सबसे मेन पार्ट क्या होता है, इन्हीं टूल्स का होता है, इन्हीं आईडीज़ का होता है किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर को डेवलप करने के लिए. So different libraries or different simulation tools are also available in the form of plugins in the Eclipse and in other tools as well. So we can use such tools to comprehensively build a software system. So then we will see many more things related to tools. These are the categories of our case tools. So in the next videos we see the many more things about the case tools. So that's it from now. Thank you.